Research proposal on visual art literacy for high school students. Hello, I'm Stephen Parra, a visual arts teacher at Clovis East High School in Clovis, California. This study explores the question, how does participation in an afternoon art program affect secondary students at Clovis East High? There are major organizations such as the National Arts in Education Association and the California Arts in Education Association that have affirmed the importance of art literacy as part of classroom instruction in the visual arts. In fact, according to the NAEA, which has long advocated for an organized environment for children in K through 12 education, fostering their growth in understanding and the exploration of art is very important. As students grow older, art can become more important for them to be able to communicate effectively using visual formats, especially in a cross-curriculum landscape. Students will need to incorporate a high level of art literacy in context. This requires training and development. The benefit of promoting creativity and art literacy can serve to increase student achievement in the core curriculum. According to EdData, the enrollment figures for Clovis East indicated continued growth of new student population, and therefore more students enrolled in visual art. The purpose of this study, using a quantitative research design, is to discover if student involvement in an afternoon art program can improve the art literacy of secondary school students, to find out if new art students can articulate their understanding of art while in the program, then to compare results of participants and non-participants. The California Art Standards suggest that a student literate in the arts will be able to use that knowledge as a springboard toward higher functioning skills and capabilities among subjects in a wide array of contexts and situations. Learning to talk and write about art are important skills for young art students. Supporting and guiding children as they learn how to observe and decode the meanings expressed in visual communication becomes a vital component in their education. For example, the popular media that children are exposed to carry an immense visual influence on their understanding of the world around them. Stereotypes and overgeneralized depictions of people and places, coupled with unrealistic values, are some of the negative byproducts. Reinforcing critical examination where students can discuss, explore, and analyze visuals can bring about heightened awareness to prejudices, social injustices, and a greater comprehension of art and media. Involving children in the discourse of works of art encourages them to observe, share thoughts, and exchange their interpretations with peers. Visual art literacy standards that are highlighted by the Association of College and Research Libraries uses several criteria to explain what is meant by a student literate in art. First, their knowledge of the tools and materials used to create images, followed by the ability to search and find helpful visual media, comprehend the relevance and time frame of culturally significant images compared to current culture, understand basic elements of art and design, the physical size and parts of artwork, analyze the effectiveness of images, understand images and technology supporting communication, and finally, discerning the ethics, legality, and societal connections of creating visual art and media. Research in art education has supported the expectation of students being able to present, describe, and discern thoroughly in oral or written analysis works of art. Despite suggestions to install an appropriate level of art literacy to the practice, has remained a small component of art instruction. In fact, according to Andrelchik in 2015, the use of textual literacy in the art classroom is something that has not been well documented. Discussing works of art and the process of art making can motivate children to look closely, analyze, explore, and even inspire them to create. While visual art literacy appears in the research of art education, there is a general lack of how to teach a method using textual literacy in the art classroom. Many art students view the library as immaterial to their art creation. Art classes rarely include writing exercises and assignments that encourage students to take advantage of the library as a visual and textual resource. Developing visual art literacy in the classroom may be a challenge, but is one that is important to the learning environment focused on comprehending the meaning of image through interpretation and analysis. This study will use a quantitative research designed to investigate if improvements of art literacy for 9th through 11th grade art students can be achieved through their participation in an afternoon art program. An online questionnaire will serve as the primary data collection tool. The quantitative data will be collected from students during remote and hybrid instruction, with the researcher acting as practitioner in a semi-structured observation. Participants will be selected from the researcher's 1st through 7th period classes. Students are all Art 1 level with little or no previous formal art experience. A subset of 35 students from the remote and hybrid learning schedules in 9th through 11th grade will participate. The data collection instrument for this study will be questions on a survey created by the researcher using an online survey platform widely used in education and professional industries. The data collection instruments for the study will be compiled from results of the questionnaire survey with close-ended questions and a rating scale. The survey will allow students to rate their own art literacy, understanding, and level of interest in art. To investigate the research question, what is the effect of an afternoon art program on art literacy of 9th through 11th grade students? The quantitative data of 2 groups of students will be collected. Group A will take a questionnaire after participating in 3 afternoon sessions. Group B of non-participants will also take the questionnaire. Group A and B of students are being compared as participant, non-participant. The research is interested in finding any significant differences between the 2 groups. The quantitative data collected from the closed-ended online question shows how all participants responded to the same categories and allows for a standardized statistical analysis. The results of the voluntary student survey gauge their interest in art and how they feel about the importance the subject matter is to them. While the responses are split among 5 levels of favorability in a Likert scale, slightly more than half feel that learning about art is extremely important, and many are interested in more art-making opportunities. Questions asked: how important do you feel an art class is for you? How familiar are you with these 7 elements of art? How would you rate the amount of time given to complete your artwork in class? How likely are you to seek an opportunity to learn about art? How interested are you in an opportunity to do more art making? How satisfied are you with your opportunities to be creative in art class? How much have you learned from this class about art, artworks, and the meaning of art? How often would you attend an afternoon art lab? Do you think that learning about art is important? A summary of the research findings includes the results of a voluntary student survey gauging the interest in art and how students feel about the importance of the subject matter. From the survey questionnaires, results show students find the study of art to be extremely important to them. In fact, 52.9% answered affirmatively. There was also a high level of interest in the opportunity to engage in more art-making opportunities, or 47.1%, who were extremely interested, and an additional 30% interested. While many felt that they had learned more about the meaning of art, 41% responded as extremely satisfied with their opportunities to be creative in art, and about 17% were not satisfied. These findings indicate that students would favor the opportunity to engage in an afternoon art program. Although the study shows that student interest in an afternoon art program would be a welcome activity, the limitations are that it was focused on only a small group of students. While a small study is typical for this type of method, it suggests that the findings cannot be generalized in broad terms of all art students. An actual engagement in an afternoon art program and assessment of the outcome of how it could raise performance, understanding, and art literacy has not been determined. Additional research would be required to judge the effectiveness of the program. The survey questionnaire could be expanded to include a larger sample of students in art, and then sampled again after students had successfully engaged in the program.